Hey everybody, Bert from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Tyranny Let's Play. So in the previous episode, we issued the Edict finally after having a talk with the Archons. And so we've got a couple quests on our hands now. We need to go, firstly, join up with the Disfavored. And then I assume we're probably going to go talk to the Scarlet Chorus as well, because I'm assuming they both have some work for us. So that's basically what we're going to do today. So let's head back outside. Oh, we need to gather our party. There we go. Nope. Okay, let's do it that way. Come on. Alright, so I think our first course of action is going to be talking to her. See what she's got for us. Don't just coddle the impact, push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Irenos, I think. Field commander of the Disfavored pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. The Disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. You need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. Let's see, before we ask her about that, let's check out what's going on around here. So, how are the warriors reacting to the edict? Kyros's ultimatum has the camp on edge, some with dread, but most are rife with anticipation. She points to the men sparring in the field. We have a lot of brothers and sisters to avenge, and the warriors are eager to take out some aggression. I for one choose to see the edict as a blessing, for it forces the generals to act, and we're long overdue. You mentioned you were short on warriors and needed help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Call, and Little Tooth crossings. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they can't hold against a concerted three-pronged attack. I have no right to give you orders, but her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we all died at Kyros's edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up to the river, but at that point, everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup. It was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up in the river for days. It's not often that the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the number we'll need to take this valley. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to disregard our warnings? Okay, so apparently there's a little bit of disagreement here. Let's see. We can pass out blame after the war. Only the Oathbreakers matter now. Quite right. Getting our emotions into the mix won't hasten this campaign. So, I guess I will assist. Then our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all in the field. Antia will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrick of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, know the Forgebound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms and his armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically it's quite brilliant, but otherwise it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, she signals to the hulking presence. Barrick, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatments keep him flexible. So, yeah, I guess it's pretty difficult to go to the bathroom when that suit of armor is sealed on you.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
It's an honor, Barrick.
Barrick, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I don't believe we've been acquainted.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
He bangs on his malformed chest armor for emphasis. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we'll have an observer from the court on our side.
It's just my luck that I'm assigned to one of Tunon's legal clerks. I'm sure you think the rules don't apply to you, but I'm counting on you working with me and my squad to stop these Oathbreakers.
I ask that Barrick accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Okay, so we've got a new location on the world map. Barrick, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barrick regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barrick. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. So we get a little bit of loyalty with him, a little bit of favor with the disfavored. That's nice. We need to start working on our favor with the other guys, though, or we could have some issues. Excellent. I look forward to your success in the field. Okay. So we've got a third party member now, and it looks like he's got some levels to distribute. So he's probably going to be our primary tank, I assume. He's very, very good at defense, as you might assume from somebody sealed in a suit of armor. So maybe we'll go 1 strength and 1 resolve. Let's see. That will help his one-handed, two-handed, and bow skills, as well as his athletics. He's pretty good with two-handers and one-handers. I assume he's got a one-handed weapon right now. That will help his lore. +2 endurance, will, and magic defense. Yeah, let's go 1 and 1. Oh, he only had 1 level up. Okay, we'll just do strength then. We'll lock that in. Yep. And I'm very, very nearly to level 2, so we'll have a level up for ourselves in just a second here. Let's see. Do we have any abilities to unlock? We do have 1 talent point. Okay, so Punisher or Sentinel. I assume this is more of like a damage tree, and this is going to be like the tanking tree. Mocking invitation, challenging enemies to attack. So there's his threat generation. Weapon damage. Let's go with that one. Anything that allows him to be a better tank is exactly what we need here. Okay, so let's grab everybody, and is there any gear that he might be able to make use of? Let's see. Is this shield better than my shield? Yes, it actually is. So I'm going to give myself that shield, and if he wants, he can use this one. Is he going to give me a comparison? His shield's actually really good, so I guess I won't do that. Fatebinder boots. He can't wear them. His armor doesn't come off. So I guess we'll just leave that on ourselves. Right, so let's take a look at the map. Oh, that's the local map. We need the big map. 8 days to the Day of Swords, so we better start moving. Let's see, what do you got to say? Hail to you, Guardian of the Law. The man dressed blah blah blah. Let me see your wares. Bronze axe. Ooh, bronze hammer. How much? I have none of those, so that's going to be difficult. Got a couple copper rings, but no bronze ones. That's a shame. Huh. Oh well. I really want a hammer, but we'll get one some other way. So let's go ahead and move out. I assume we're supposed to be Yeah, headed to Echo Call Crossing. And, oh, we need to go to the Scarlet Chorus Camp. Hopefully that's on the way. I think it was. Yeah, so we've got to go through there anyways. Path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. Okay, so we get a little bit of combat with our new companion.
That's
What's
far
going on
enough,
here?
Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of a sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. I don't see it, but apparently she's got a blue flag, which is our equivalent of a white flag, or their equivalent of a white flag.
I owe you an apology, Peacebinder, for we have dishonored the surrender that you offered us in our year of defeat. I cannot excuse or defend our action. I leave that to history. But all the same, I am deeply indebted to you for treating my tearsmen with charity and humanity, even in this time of madness. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
She bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. I don't know, I'm kind of curious. Well, in accordance with the ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos's way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Apparently we don't know who he is. We haven't come across him yet, I guess, because these are all lies. I'm sorry, but that name means nothing to me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm asking about one man out of thousands that have been slain by Kairos's forces. It's not like I remember the name of all your friends that I've killed.
Well, I probably haven't killed him, so...
If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Unfortunately, Palox Tyrell is dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I'm sorry you did not... Actually, should we ask her some questions first? Yeah, I've got some questions for you now.
We shouldn't be socializing with Oathbreakers.
I'm gathering information,
I will
man.
entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
First of all, who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge, or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tears, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tarkus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendrian Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
I assume Tarkus Ari and Tarkus Deimos are related?
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously, so I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
Why did you resist Kairos? What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The younger realms were beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
Let's see. I think we're about done here. Actually, how did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
That'd be all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
This is tough. I don't know if I should tell her. She is the enemy after all, but... I mean, it's not like the information would necessarily help her. I guess I'll tell her. Kairos' forces must take Ascension Hall by the Day of Swords, or all in the valley will perish.
In the name of the vaunted North, the will of Kairos should be delivered with blade and hammer, not to the ears of oathbreakers and compromisers.
Curious. You did say all in the valley. So the edict will affect Kairos' forces? This is most unexpected.
We'll just glare.
So if the armies don't get us, the edict will. Well, thank you. I suppose it's good to know our days of anticipation will soon be over one way or another. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch, like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your question, Eb.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's fate binders can smell truth from falsehood?
I don't know. That's true. Falsehood on parchment is an especially rank smell to endure.
Curious. Then I would recommend against reading the work of the sages. You'd no doubt find it an offense to the senses. And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Huh, well our lore skill's high enough to make a lore check here, maybe we should do that. Let's see, it varies based on the wording of the proclamation. If Kairos provides a clause allowing the edict to end, that clause can be satisfied.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon. And one more mildly self-indulgent question, but
God,
I
these
simply
questions.
must know. Kairos, male or female?
The Overlord is mother and father. The question is irrelevant.
Fine, fine. I've heard that answer before. Sorry I asked. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by house and guild. In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
Very interesting. So we actually gained loyalty with her during that conversation, so it looks like we may actually be able to get her as part of our group at some point. I'm actually going to run up this way and see if there's anything here.
Can't do that.
Nope. There's something. Something's showing on the map right there. I guess we'll just head out. Okay, so we're headed to the Scarlet Course Camp. Oh god, this place is not quite as well organized as the other one. The guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is Chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I am Astartes, Fatebinder of Tunon. I'm here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumple into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? And more importantly, what's this hulking ton of iron doing here? The guard gestures at Barrack with a sneer. Yeah, let's use our athletics. We'll make an athletics check here. Before she can draw her blade, you advance, place your foot behind hers, and give her a stiff shove on the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter in the other guard. So we gained a little bit of loyalty with somebody there. I think it was Barrack. I was too busy reading this. I can't believe you sassed the Fatebinder. You're such a stupid ponce. Didn't I tell you we had a special guest coming? The guard waves you in with a smile. Come on in. Don't let the ninny shitters in camp give you any guff. Okay, so here we are. God, this place is just like a mess. We're supposed to talk to somebody. What is this? Let's go find out. A scroll. Let's read it. New spell course, Sigil of Illusion. Interesting. I think that's who we're supposed to be talking to. Yeah, Fifth Eye. The Binder of Tunon arrives, squealing with teenagers. Timbre? I don't know what that word is. The Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not. We'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove. Now that you've issued the edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I'm not here to follow your every order, but we all need to work together to stop this edict. But of course, you are Tunon's concubine, not mine. I envy your long leash and hope you will grace us with your prowess, if only to set an example for the rabble. We know that the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley, and unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack us from behind the moment we cross the river. You have how large a force? And for all these weeks you've let the enemy move freely through the valley? I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with these countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pellux's crew consistently evades or kills our own gangs. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers then. And while a good-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Vara Kel. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. Uh-oh. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the Fifth Eye's mask as his posture stiffens. I do not tell the voices of Nerat what to do. Nor do I question his motives. The Archon is busy plotting the efficient destruction of these Oathbreakers and is not to be disturbed. I've known the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for him. Well, then I will speak to the prisoner, I guess. I will meet you there. She's waiting by the others. Okay. Let's try not to piss them off any further, although I'm sure we're going to have to in doing something intelligent here. I feel like they're just against logic for the most part, and they're going to make this difficult for me, but we're definitely going to try. Actually, you know what? We are out of time for the day, so I'm going to break off the episode here, and we'll pick up with this interrogation in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Had a great time playing some Tyranny with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next one.